I'm here with Lainey.
Hi.
Hello. Oh, maybe this lighting isn't as good. What the heck? Is lighting over here? Over here? Lighting over here? Oh no, this lighting's a little bit better. Okay. All right, y'all. I hope you guys are having a good morning. I wanted to sit with my friend Lainey because if you guys haven't been following along with my story, I am planning on having a home birth, a natural birth, and I feel like lately I've been surrounded by a lot of negativity and negative stories, and it's starting to kind of affect me and preparing for my labor. And you know, I was actually talking to like a birth worker, and she said, oh gosh, home births are so long. Or I had someone say like, why wouldn't you want to get an epidural? And I get that, and I want everyone to know who's watching this, I don't want you to think like, I am pro whatever you want to do for your birth, like whether you want to plan cesarean, whether you know you want an epidural the moment you walk in the hospital, like you do you. And if that's gonna make you happy and it's good for you and your baby, and you know the pros and cons of everything, and you feel comfortable with that, like rock on with your bad self. Like I'm all for that. Personally, I feel like I want to have a home birth. I've been to hospital births, I've been to home births, I've been to birth center births, and I've seen so many different results because of that. And I've been to the home births, to me have been like, it's almost like a spiritual experience. They're beautiful. These women just are so much, they're comfortable. And I was like, you know what? I want to do that with my son. And so yeah, and obviously when you're at home, there aren't any epidurals, there aren't any drugs. You don't really have that as an option. So when I've been getting like this negativity from like all these other people and their stories, and why would I want to do such a thing, and even my own dad, which my dad, yes, he is a surgeon and he works in the hospital, but he thinks I'm crazy wanting to have my baby at home, and that's fine, that's cool, I respect that. But yeah, all of it has been making me kind of feel a little nervous about my birth because of everyone's lack of faith, you know, curiosity why I would want to do something like that. And so yeah, last night I had a dream that I was laboring at home. Who dreams that? And I couldn't do it, and I went to the hospital and got an epidural. And not that anything's wrong with that at all, but I was like, why am I having this dream and thinking that I'm not capable of doing what I want to do? So I am so grateful that Lainey has joined me like for breakfast, and Lainey has done it twice. She's kind of like a boss ass bitch, pardon my French. She's a big deal. And she's like I said, she hasn't only just done it once, she's done it twice. And I want to know, like, I know it's not easy, I know it's hard, I mean I was there. Yeah.
She was with me twice.
And I want to know if you're talking to so you're talking to me because I'm legitimately asking, and to all of you guys too, like I hope, you know, you're learning something as well. I want to know from someone who's done it twice, like, one, well, why did you decide that you wanted to have a natural birth? And like, what were things that really helped you get through that, you know?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, before I ever got pregnant, I was like, oh yeah, epidural, like I'm definitely, like, yeah. It wasn't even like a question in my mind, right, that I would do anything else. Right. And I don't know if that's just because I had been like around that, like, that's what everyone does. That's what everybody was doing around me, or I don't know, didn't even consider natural birth. But then after I got pregnant, with Fisher, my first, like I just was talking, you know, I talked to my mom and all my family members, and every woman in my family had done it naturally. They hadn't had epidurals, and my sister... Really?
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
Yeah, not a single one has ever had an epidural.
Okay,
my
well,
sister,
there's that.
Yeah, so there was that. They were all, you know, so I had a lot of positive support from my family.
That's nice.
And my sister had just had a water birth, and she labored for 72 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
She's a beast.
And
so I'm kind of right about my thoughts on you guys just being like strong ass women who can do it.
Yeah, it was her birth was not easy, but she did it. And then I had a couple really, really good friends of mine who were having babies right at the same time, who were
wanting
to do it naturally without epidural.
An epidural, right.
And so I just had a lot of that positive support. And so I don't know, once I got pregnant, I was like, everything radically changed for me once I actually got pregnant. Everything from like nutrition to what I was putting in my body, what I was surrounding myself with. And so for me, I didn't necessarily want to put that medication. I didn't want the I didn't know well, how is it going to affect him, during the process, and how is it going to affect me, and so that was part of why I chose not to. But also, like you mentioned, spiritually, for me, as I went through my pregnancy, it became a very spiritual journey, and I wanted to walk that with him.
Right.
So I knew that, in reading and learning about birth, like what a traumatic experience it would be for him. I guess it could be kind of scary, but
yeah. And I guess when she says not in a bad way, but when babies are being forced out, it's they're like, whoa, wait a minute, I'm in this cushy, awesome place. Where am I going
now?
I know.
I'm getting squished. Wait. Stop.
Oh, and Whitney said, Whitney, thanks. I had 2 C-sections, then the third was all natural, no medication, VBAC. Oh my God, you're amazing.
That's
Although the pain
awesome.
sucked, it made me feel like Superwoman. Women's bodies are amazing. They really are.
Congrats on the VBAC.
Yeah,
that's
congrats.
Awesome.
You are one tough mama too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And thank you for sharing that positive story. Like I said, yes, I'm in the birth world, but I feel like even though, and sorry, we're outside, so it's loud. But even though I'm in the birth world, I still hear the war stories and the negativity that's associated in birth, and it's really unfortunate because it's not like I can get out of this.
Right.
Like a C-section is still giving birth. Like all of it is giving birth, and it's something that our bodies have to go through. And why make it like scary for a woman who's about to enter into that? That's just not cool, and especially someone who's wanting to have a natural birth. So yeah, I wanted to hear from Lainey like why she decided to do it and how she was able to do it. So
so like before he was born and just like going through the whole pregnancy thing, I wanted it to be like we're working together. Mm-hmm. I wanted to, and I knew that what I would feel would be different from what he felt, but as far as like the pain and the fear and this and that and everything that goes along with it, like I felt like if he's going to go through that, if he's gonna be scared.
It's not like he gets an epidural.
Right.
It's not like he's numb. He's feeling all the contractions.
He's feeling things, then I should feel that too. Like as his mom, okay. I should be feeling that with him.
Yeah.
And I guess that was my first kind of like motherhood feeling I had.
Yeah.
Like because when they're outside of you, you want to take all that pain away from them, everything that could ever hurt them.
Yeah.
Right. And so that was like the first thought I ever had about like being a mom. So in that sense, it was like more of like a spiritual thing. Now I guess as it comes to like the actual birthing part.
Yeah. So this is where I really need tips.
That's a wild ride.
Jennifer said all 4 of my baby girls were natural and none medicated deliveries. God never gives you more than you can handle. A woman's body is an amazing thing. Oh my gosh, Jennifer. You're amazing too. Please share tips on how you were able to get through it, because I want to, even though like I said, yes, I'm a birth doula and I've personally helped women get through it, I want to hear from the women who have gone through it, and what was it in your mind, or what was it that really helped you just like push through? I want to know. Jessica said, my mom had all 4 of us all natural, no meds, no nada. I applaud all mothers who can go that route. Jessica, oh my gosh, yeah, your mom's amazing.
All women who can just have kids.
Exactly. Carrying a baby, pregnancy is hard, and giving birth is tough. So I want to applaud all mamas, but yeah, for the moms who are really trying to, do something out of the norm, because I think like, what is it? I know in certain hospitals it's up to 90% of women have epidurals, which is, again, totally fine. But, you know, for us, like, weird ones who want to try and do it naturally, I want to hear stories from all of y'all. Haley said, I think birth is natural every single way, so maybe the term non-medicated is what should be used. Haley, I hear you. Thank you for saying that, natural. It's just kind of what everyone terms it. I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to say that anything else is not natural. It's just what everyone kind of calls it that way. But if I offend anyone saying like your birth is not natural, it's not not the intent whatsoever. So
yeah.
Anyway,
okay, so unmedicated.
Yeah.
Okay, so actually, like, day of getting through it, right. And you know, for like a long period of time, because both my births have been, well, Fisher was 12 hours. He was my first. And
which, 12 hours is awesome for a first baby. Can I say that? Oh, okay. That's amazing.
He was ready. He was ready to go. He was ready to join the world, and he hasn't stopped since. And then Barrett, my second, was, I think he was longer than 12 hours. But he was flipped on his side, and
positioning was off.
Water wasn't breaking, and all sorts of stuff was going on there. So he was quite a bit longer. But you know, like, there's this lead up to it, and it's like, okay, it kind of hurts, but it's not really hurting. It kind of hurts, it's not really hurting, blah, 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 whatever. And then you get to this point where it's like, holy shit, what did I just get myself into? Because I don't care. The first time you really have no idea. Yeah. Second time, I thought, okay, I'm kind of prepped, but you forget. Like, there's a reason you forget how painful it can be.
Yeah.
Because you do it again. And so it gets to this point where you're like, oh my God. Like, this is tough. This is tough.
So in those moments when you're saying, oh my gosh, this is tough, this is real, what, and you were in the hospital, so Lainey had options. She could do that. She could make choices. I want to know, like, what were you telling yourself, like, to push forward?
I mean, really, I just kept telling myself, you know, this is temporary, this is temporary, this is where he is in my body, like, we're working on this together, and I was, in my mind, I don't know, maybe out loud, because I don't remember, I have no idea, like, you get this, like, crazy kind of tunnel vision where everything, you're just in it, and, right. You know, like, you used the word primal earlier, like, it really is primal. Yeah, it's just, okay, we're gonna work through this, and we can do this, baby boy. Or, well, with Barrett, I didn't know, but it was almost like I was talking to them, or I was talking to Fisher, like, right. We're gonna do it, and like, there's no turning back.
Just taking like one at a time, kind of thing.
Just kind of like one step at a time. And although I do know that at some points I was like throwing expletives, and I was like, why is this taking so long? I do remember doing that. Yeah. But yeah, it was just taking those deep breaths and always recentering myself. Mm-hmm. Like, he's going to be here, or she is going to be here in Barrett's case, not knowing. And there's a baby at the end of this. And this is going to end, and I can do this. I've been here, you know, and it's gonna end. Yeah. And that's just, I mean, I had to just keep telling myself, like, yeah, it's gonna end.
So what were the things that if you know, you did it 2 times, so the second time, what were the things where you like, oh my gosh, these were instrumental to me having the natural birth that I had, I need to replicate that, whatever. So you did say like nutrition and exercise a little bit before, like getting your body prepped, but like, some people say like, oh, they go to classes or whatever. Oh, also, we have more comments. Thanks, you guys. Natural is amazing from Giselle. Nicole said you need to take birth classes so you know the length of the stages. Yep, to get through, absolutely. Any minute I'm due and going for my second natural non-medicated birth. You can do it, Nicole.
That's awesome.
Giselle, I did my second natural
3-day long
labor.
Oh,
you're
Giselle, my sister can relate
amazing.
With that.
I did Bradley method. I'm in Bradley classes too. It's really mainly for my husband, because obviously I'm pretty knowledgeable in this world, but I totally agree. Classes are really, really important. And then Stephanie said my birth with my daughter was easy, but the contractions were hurting me. Sorry now. But she pushed herself out and and natural. She's a Mother's Day baby. Aww. Yay! And I went in at night on the 13th. She came May, and it doesn't let me finish your comment. I'm sorry. Sorry, Stephanie, but thank you for commenting. Caitlin said, I had my first set of twins all natural shut.
That is awesome, Caitlin.
My
cousin did that. I was amazed.
What?
Yeah.
That's awesome. And my second set with C-section, I will say I definitely prefer natural. Annie said, I did it 30 hours. And Nicole, me too with Bradley. Yay! You guys, thank you for joining in this conversation with all of us, because like I said, anything that can really help me feel a lot more like supported and prepared, and maybe I need to back this up so you can see more of us. Oh, that's a lot better.
So we're not like, right
yeah,
there.
hey. Because, yeah, I just need to get this, like, fear clearing. Not that I'm fearful, it's just the negativity. I need to get the negativity clearing out of my way and be surrounded by other women who are strong, who have done it and can say, like, you can do it too. So, yeah. So, Lainey, what were other things that, like, helped you, that you did during your pregnancy maybe, that, you know, or decisions that you made or whatever, like picking the right doctor, doing those kind of things?
Definitely picking the right doctor. My first doctor, my first OBG, who I absolutely loved, I mean, had been with him since I was, 16, whatever.
Yeah.
He was not, so he is a phenomenal OB-GYN, and he specializes in high-risk care, and his C-section rate was very high.
Okay.
And when I talked to him when we first got pregnant and told him that I was thinking about hiring a doula and thinking about doing it unmedicated, I mean, he was just not on board with having a doula in the room, and he was really pushing already. I was only like 12 weeks pregnant, already pushing, you know, you're going to want the epidural, and I'm sure there are plenty of male doctors out there who are very pro unmedicated births and very supportive of a woman's power of choice and a woman's power in general.
Totally.
But he unfortunately was not, and I didn't feel like he would be an empowering force the day of, or however it happened.
Right.
And so I knew that I needed to find a doctor who would empower me and who was on board, regardless of what kind of birth they had had. And so for that reason, I chose to go with a female doctor, who I mean, you know, I just absolutely
she's awesome.
Love her.
Yeah.
And so doctor was definitely really important for me. She's had 3 babies herself, all epidurals, but I never would have known throughout my pregnancy that she had had epidural births. Like, she always made it seem like she had done it unmedicated, the way she talked about birth.
Yeah.
And wasn't judgmental at all. And then when it came time to do it, and she was, you know,
she was so supportive. Yeah.
She was so supportive, like during the birth process.
Right.
So doctor was definitely
a big one.
And then I kind of viewed birth as, like, you know, this big event in your life, just like I would view any athletic event. You have to train your body.
Right.
I definitely trained my body physically more so, I think, than I trained my body mentally. So yeah, changing my nutrition and making sure I got lots of exercise, and I did work on, like, meditation, and I did yoga. But as far as I don't think we took birth classes. To be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just didn't.
But you hired a doula.
But I hired a doula.
So that's so funny that she decided to hire a doula but didn't do birth classes. You're probably like, she'll help me.
Yeah, she'll tell me everything I need to know. I don't know. I read a bunch of books. I talked to a whole bunch of friends that had done it before, and I was like, whatever. We got this. We got this. And I feel like that's how I view a lot of things in my life. I'm like, I'm not going to think about it until I'm in it. And then I'll be like, I got this.
And then you're stuck.
And then you're stuck. There's no way out. I'm there.
I'm there. And I made this decision. So.
Yeah, and I'm going to stick with it. Yeah. And, you know, it definitely wasn't about being stubborn. Like, I knew I had my reasons, and like I said before, it had so much to do with that connection that I felt with Fisher, and then again with Barrett, and wanting to work through it and it be a bonding experience almost with them.
Right.
But yeah, prepping my body, I think that was so important.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't feel like I could have gone into the situation had I not been
so physically prepared. Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Or maybe it wouldn't have been, I don't want to use the word easy, but as easy as it was for me if I hadn't been so physically prepared for it.
Right. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Because I'm not the person who works out all the time, so that's good to know. So I'm going to prenatal yoga this weekend.
Oh, prenatal yoga is so wonderful. All the stretching. I hope you guys can see us. Maybe, Lainey, do you think you can sit back here with me? Yeah.
And then we can chat, because I think the lighting's a lot better over here. Annie said, I didn't train, did yoga, and took birth classes. Awesome. Birth classes were great for explaining the process to us. Definitely. Because I think also for dads, they need to have a better idea of like what they're getting themselves into.
Yes.
So yeah, but.
Well, but when in our meetings with you, you talked a lot about that. And so I feel like.
Yeah. So having a doula, I've hired a doula for our birth as well. I mean, and obviously you hired me again for your second, so I'm assuming that was helpful.
Yeah. You were crucial to the process.
So having a doctor that's like on board, having a doula that was supportive. I feel like Doug, her husband, having gone through it the first time, he knew even more so how to support you the second time around.
The second time he was
like, okay, I know how to do it. Yeah, I know how to do this.
Yeah, he was more confident the second time around, for sure.
Yeah.
The first time he was just, I think, terrified. Like,
what do I do?
What do I do? What is happening? You know, they can't relate to the pain and like all those kinds of feelings.
Right.
And, but the second time around he was much better. And I mean, obviously, I think a doula is invaluable, but if you don't hire a doula and that's not something you want to do, and just you have to have that. I feel like you have to have that female support.
Mm-hmm. So a good nurse.
A great nurse. Or
your nurse was awesome at your last birth too.
God, I loved her. She was so wonderful.
She was great. She like was defending. No, this is what she wants. Like, we're doing this.
Yeah.
Come sit closer to me.
I
Sorry.
mean, she like she like kicked the resident.
She
out
really did.
And was like, you are not allowed back in this room. She had my back.
Yeah,
for sure.
she did.
It was awesome. But like, whether it be your mom or your sister or your best friend, or I mean, in your case, you know, because you do want that positivity and somebody who's been through it to be there with you.
Right.
You know, to kind of talk to you and remind you and bring you back and recenter you. Because I think that was so important for me. And you did it for me, and the nurse did it for me. She did it for me. And even Carrie, I had my birth photographer has birthed two babies unmedicated. You know, you all were there to kind of like recenter me. Like, you've got this, you can do this, and you know, take those
You're
deep
doing
breaths.
great. You are doing it.
Yeah, because you can train and you can take the classes and you can read the books and you can do all of the things. But like I said, when you are in it and you are in that pain and you are in the moment, you don't necessarily remember all of those things and all of the tools that you've been preparing, you know, all the tools you've been collecting for 9 months.
Right.
You don't remember it.
Yeah.
So
again, it's just primal. You're like listening to your body
primal.
and doing what you think you got to do. Gina said, I had an amazing nurse and she totally sounded like a doula. Definitely helpful pushing through without meds. Oh my gosh, you know, great job. I did class online. Stephanie, awesome. Tell us what kind of class you took. We'd love to know. Ashley said, I had an epidural with my son at 8 centimeters, so I knew I could make it at least to that point. And I also had some side effects from the epidural. So this time with my daughter, I decided to go natural. Oh my gosh. Yeah, 8 centimeters, you pretty much like did it.
Yeah, you did it. You did it.
You like pretty much did
almost
it.
There.
So yeah, and that's awesome that you're deciding to, you know, for a natural birth. I like hearing that I'm not this only crazy person that's trying to make this choice, because I feel like so many people are questioning why would I want to do something like that, and hearing other people's stories and just being supportive of, okay, you want an unmedicated birth and you can do this, I've done it, you can do it. And again, it sounds crazy because I am a doula and I've helped hundreds of women do this prenatally, postnatally, like recovering, all of that stuff. But when it's your body and all of a sudden you're like, but can my body do it? Can I do this? Can my baby do this? Can my baby like handle labor? Am I making all the right choices? I think I am. This is what I tell everybody, but you know, it's still scary. I'm still human, and so still surrounding myself with really good friends who have been there and hearing like, okay, what should I be doing right now? I'm 31 weeks. Like, what should I be doing right now? Just, like...
Well, trying to block out all that negativity for sure.
Well, this is what this is for.
Yeah.
This is what this is for, is to, like, really block out, like, that negativity and have my bubble of peace. If anyone listens to, like, their hypno babies or whatever, that's what I'm trying to do. Stephanie says, you go to, I don't know, Wick Health? I don't know. Oh, is that, the video, or the childbirth class that you maybe did. Cool. Well, I'll check it out. I want to check it out. So yeah, this is what this is for me to, like, really push out that negativity, those naysayers, those just, you know, all of that, and be surrounded by other people who have done it, who are encouraging me and saying that it's going to be good. So yeah, so right now, 31 weeks, what are things that I should be doing as a mom who's done it before? I know I'm putting you on the spot, and it doesn't have to be like a miraculous thing. Even if it's like, hey, go for a walk outside, you know, every other day, clear your mind, fresh air, exercise, talk to somebody. I don't know, like,
talk to him.
I know.
You know, and
just, my little bump. Little, by little, I mean huge.
You're gonna. Oh my God, she's adorable, y'all. You just, you know, because when you're in it, like, I think that's something that's important to do, is talk to him when you're in that moment, and so start talking to him now about, like, what it's gonna be and what he might feel and how you guys are gonna do it together, and it's gonna be, you know, an experience for you both, but you can do it. And so maybe, like, I don't know, maybe in a weird way, like, pumping him up.
For the race.
Yeah, pumping him up for the race.
The race that we're about to enter into.
Might bring you some peace in it, and might, you know, be able to get you excited about it or whatnot. I mean, I was excited about birthing unmedicated. Like,
that's awesome.
And somebody said earlier, I don't remember who it was.
Drink red raspberry leaf tea, Annie said. I'm going to start drinking that. The thing is, though, remember, okay, if you guys haven't been following along, like a couple weeks ago, I was claimed by the ER doctor that I have an irritable uterus. So now my midwife says that I shouldn't be drinking red raspberry leaf tea until 37 weeks, which most people do it at like 34, 35, so I'm going to try and do it then. Ashley said, you can do it. You won't believe what your body is capable of. Just trust your body, breathe deeply, and have someone do counter pressure on your back and hips. Yes, I plan on doing all of that.
Counter pressure.
Thank you so much, Ashlyn. I really, really...
The best counter pressure. She might be small, but these hands are mighty. Like, if you had not been doing that, I don't think I would have made it through. Like, I really, really don't. I can talk myself in circles, but no, it was the counter pressure.
Yeah, no, literally. And that's why I hired a doula, and that's why I've been showing my husband how to do it, because counter pressure is everything, and I have a heating pad and all of the things to try and help me get through. Carly said, I had to get an epidural at 8 centimeters because my body was pushing baby out. Oh my goodness. And wasn't fully dilated.
Wow.
People keep asking me why. I even tried Unmedicated, and it's an unbelievable experience. Facebook won't let me see the rest of your comment. I'll read it later, but that's incredible, Carly. Yeah, and your body's just like wanting to expel baby, and obviously we don't want to tear your cervix, so that's kind of a big deal. Like, no. So, but you got it, and I'm just learning. I'm feeling the love, and I so appreciate all of you guys. Stephanie said walking up and down steps and warm bath helped me. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I have a lot of steps in my house, so at my home birth I'll be like do 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 do, and then getting in the bath. But
so, I mean, like somebody said earlier, it's a very powerful, empowering experience, and I think that all birth, whether it's unmedicated or medicated or C-section, should be an empowering experience.
Totally.
So, you know, make sure that you're surrounded by that positivity. But now, like, looking back, I'll be working out, or my husband will come into the room and I'm like struggling through some exercise, and he's like, you birthed 2 kids unmedicated, you do that workout, and I'm like, I can do this, but it's such like a different mindset. I'm like, but it's easier to drop a weight than it is to, you know,
drop a baby.
But I do think back to that now. I'm like, I can do this. Like, whatever else is in my life, I can do it because I did that, and I showed myself that I can do
I'm
that.
so much stronger than I give myself credit
really
for.
thought. Yeah,
I know. And that's what I think. I've never, like, the most pain I've been through is like breaking an arm. So I haven't gone through like anything major painful in my life. So I know that this is going to be different, and I know the tools to try and help me get through it, but I'm always hoping, like, what's the secret? Like, tell me what it is.
There is no secret. I wish.
I know.
I wish. It's just believing in yourself and talking yourself through it, and you know, getting in your head and centering yourself is, I really think, helpful.
The biggest things.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The biggest things.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for talking to me about this, Lainey. I really appreciate it. I know, and you know what? I can do it, and I do believe in myself, but again, it's just nice to be surrounded by like positive people, positive stories, and to share that also with the world. Like, we want to empower everybody and make them feel like, hey, this is your choice, this is your body, this is your baby, this is your choice, so do what you feel is best for you. I'm trying to do what's best, what I feel is best for me and my baby, and if that's a different choice than yours, that's okay. But you know, try and be supportive of everyone in their circumstances, because we don't understand what other people are going through or why they come to the decisions that they do. And so yeah, I just wanted to get some information from all of y'all, and because right now that I'm getting closer to the end, you know, self-doubt starts creeping in, like, well, what if you can't do it? Or, you know, and just talking to other people who have, I think that's just so helpful. So I really appreciate you guys joining us for breakfast this morning and chatting with us. Dixie said, I tried to stay moving and stay busy during early labor, and once transition started, I hummed through the contractions and it helped focusing on my breathing. I appreciate that. Music?
Good music.
Good music. I need to get my playlist going.
Whatever,
yeah,
you know.
Gets you going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like two playlists, maybe like pump it up / relax.
Yeah, or I mean, just whatever you're feeling. I mean, it's so funny how the boys were birthed to like such different music. So Barrett was birthed to Yo-Yo Ma, and Fisher was birthed to Jay-Z and Pretty Lights. Yeah. So like, it was just different how I was feeling, what my what I was going through with contractions, and what I needed for both births. So
I love that. I need to start working on my playlist, you guys. So that's maybe another thing. Can you guys share any kind of music that you listen to during your labor, or anything that helped you, so I can get my playlist together for my labor? I would love your help. So, okay guys, like I said, thank you for joining us for breakfast. We'll, I'm sure, chat again soon, but continue writing anything in the comments. I'm going to keep reading them and responding to you guys, because all of the tips and positive encouragement just means so much. And you're not just sharing it with me, you're sharing it with every woman who is pregnant right now, saying that they can do it. However they choose to do it, they can do it. They're gonna have a baby. It's gonna all work out. So anyway, hope you all have a great morning, and we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.